speak and not talk.
You dey shout.
I dey speak and not talk.
You dey spray.
I dey look and not
Spray your
talk.
mouth anyhow.
I dey speak and not say anything.
You dey yarn no
I dey look
pattern.
and not talk.
You dey demo.
I dey speak and not say anything.
Like he kung fu.
I dey look and not
You
talk.
just dey mesca from anyhow. You dey jump up and down like a Jᴏɪᴜ. I dey try make I no vex, make we no fight gidigbo. But if you try me, I na vex your mama no go know you again.
The day you have your brag and your banter and everything in the studio, and I will just keep your mic on.
Nothing
I'm
will
tracking you. I'm watching you guys. Well, it's the Thursday edition of Sports Cruise Live on Mainland 98.3 FM. The last edition of the show for the month of October. It's been an amazing run, no doubt about that. So much to talk about on the show today. The Flying Eagles under 20 Wafu B. They are the West African champions, and more importantly, they've qualified for the under 20 African Cup of Nations next year. We'll talk about so many. If you listen to the song I started with, the song is titled Gara Gara from the Max one, the legendary Lagbaja Omo Baba Muko, and that is a message to Ruud van Nistelrooy and Manchester United fans. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goals they scored yesterday, 2 they conceded. Well, the board had decided that Ruud van Nistelrooy will still remain as manager till the 11th of November 2024. That means this weekend against Chelsea, it is going to be Ruud van Nistelrooy against Enzo Maresca. We'll talk about all of that also on the show today. We'll give you a rundown of games. It decided yesterday Manchester City have been knocked out of the Carabao Cup. Tottenham Hotspur in their aura decided to end the unbeaten run of Manchester City. Chelsea also lost to the team they struggled to beat 3 days ago, Newcastle. Alexander Isak made the 2 goals in 2 games for Chelsea. Well, the Sassy scored a beautiful own goal, one of the very best you can find anywhere, to knock Chelsea also out of the Carabao Cup. Well, there's 𝐴ᴛ, man of the match against Preston North End for Arsenal. We'll talk about all of that on the show today. We'll take you through all of that. Well, Liverpool, they managed to defeat Brighton, but they still will be playing the same Brighton this weekend in the league. Guys, it's Thursday. It's a good time to be on radio to talk sports. We take you through everything. Manchester United defeated Leicester City 5 goals to 2 yesterday, and guess what the song is? We are back. The pride of Manchester is back. The biggest club in England is back, and I decided to play that song. Football. No do gara gara. Guys, is this a manager bounce, or you feel the star power, the player power was what pushed Erik ten Hag out, and whatever happened, Manchester United are back? I can tell you.
Okay, nothing happened.
So nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
It was just
nothing happened.
Leicester not playing well.
No, it's not about Leicester. Nothing happened because
I do agree with that.
Because this same Manchester United in the last round against Barnsley, if I'm not mistaken, they won 7 goals to 0 or 7 goals to 1, if I'm not mistaken.
7 goals to 0.
So it's nothing new. Ten Hag has scored 7 under him this season, and in the last round, nothing spectacular happened. If they could concede 2.
But in the circumstances that the team is right now, the transition, we're expecting that what's his name now? Amorim should be with them by 11th of November because of the time of his agreement with Porto.
Yeah.
But all things have been agreed, and all things being equal, Amorim should be the next manager of Manchester United. However, there is Ruud Boy himself, the former striker of the side, and then I don't know how short the moment is enjoying, but he said it's an amazing time. Even though I didn't like the fact that the person that brought him to Manchester United had left in Erik ten Hag, but he's enjoying the moment. And he gave it. Casemiro got 2 goals, world-class goal.
I tell you when they start Ten Hag, I told you that on his first game he's going to wear suit. What did he wear yesterday?
He did. He wore suit. He wore suit. I can tell you. Ruud van Nistelrooy wore suit, but then of course their routine and their provisions for games given to the manager. So I guess just an in charge.
He's not. He's
the manager. He's not an assistant.
Yeah.
Whether you say interim, whether you say caretaker, whatever nomenclature you choose to use, as we speak today, till 11th of November, that is 11/11/2024, Ruud van Nistelrooy will still be the manager of Manchester United, and in the 2-month period they have 3 games to play, beginning from Chelsea this weekend. Agatomi, we saw the game yesterday. 4 goals in the first half, 2 goals from Casemiro, 2 goals for Bruno Fernandes, the man that have had 24 shots this season without a single goal, and Garnacho gave an icing on the cake. How much of a performance was that yesterday at Old Trafford?
Okay, that was a very, very boring performance for Manchester United. Yes, did you watch the Manchester team that struggled to win? I didn't watch the game. And I'm telling you that this is a team. They played a team that struggled to win. This guy will allow me to talk. No, they played a team that struggled to win Southampton. Despite Southampton collecting a red card, they didn't score until the 96th minute of that game. This is a team that lost over the weekend. You are telling me if they were to play like Chelsea or even a mid-table team, I totally disagree with you. See, all of a sudden, Manchester United started playing accurate passes. Which accurate passes? Put 4 passes to the goal. Out of nowhere. Engineer, producer, wait first. Producer, please. Put fire extinguisher at the door at the entrance of the I don't know what this guy came out of nowhere. Casemiro started playing well. Phone that is giving you problem like this. No, see. Is this? I'm actually annoyed with what I don't know which of them. Manchester United did not perform. We didn't watch the game out yesterday. I did not say not perform. What I am saying is we are due for our first break. Please, you're not due for any first break. You want to pay the money. I told you. Wait first. Let me sign out. Money, please, for everyone listening, Osabo, calm down. We are calling in the midst of this chaos. We are calling. You want to add your own tweet again? Please, this program is not live. In case you don't find me and you don't hear me tomorrow, these boys are taking over the studio. I'm just joking. You're live from Mainland 98.3, and that is what you get on Sports Cruise every Monday to Friday from 6 to 7 p.m. Let's pay some bills. When we come back, we'll dive straight into the conversation. We'll look at the other games yesterday. Was it about Manchester City deciding to drop a competition to focus on another competition, or it was just Jᴏɪᴜ Postecoglou making it a daily routine, a regular routine to always have something on Manchester City? When we get back, we'll slide into all of that. Stay with us. Bite the lip and take the trip.
Listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. The sound of Lagos.
Hey there! Yes, you! You just won 5,000 Naira cash! And you, sitting by the side, there's 1 month Showmax subscription to watch the Premier League waiting for you! You behind! Of course! You're not left out! How does 1,000 Naira airtime and 2,000 Naira Uber discount sound? All this could come true when you buy the No Unwrap and Win pack. Open it, look for a cube with a 6-digit code on its wrapper, text the code to 8011 and follow the prompts to stand a chance to win any of these instant prizes. Promo valid from July till December. Terms and conditions apply. Get extra value on the No Unwrap and Win pack. No, eat for good.
Open defecation in Nigeria perpetuates a cycle of poor health, environmental degradation, and undermines human dignity. With approximately 47 million people practicing open defecation nationwide, Nigeria ranks among the top countries globally with the highest number of individuals who lack access to proper sanitation facilities. The stats look grim. The overriding effect in itself can be terrible to our general well-being. In that light, we from Mainland 98.3 FM call on the government to increase its efforts in providing public toilets to end this scourge. And we also encourage the citizenry to imbibe proper hygiene and not defecate in public.
What about sunrise? What about rain? What about all the things that you said?
Hey there! Yes, you! You just won 5,000 naira cash! And you, sitting by the side, there's 1 month Showmax subscription to watch the Premier League waiting for you! You behind! Of course! You're not left out! How does 1,000 naira airtime and 2,000 naira Uber discount sound? All this could come true when you buy the No Unwrap and Win pack. Open it, look for a cube with a 6-digit code on its wrapper, text the code to 8011 and follow the prompts to stand a chance to win any of these instant prizes. Promo valid from July till December. Terms and conditions apply. Get extra value on the No Unwrap and Win pack. No, eat for good.
Listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. The sound of Lagos.
Hello, my name is Godwin Enoch and I'm a broadcast journalist. Yes, my friend will tell me that I am a sport administrator by accident. Listen every day of the weekday to Sports Cruise on Mainland FM. God bless you.
Just like the birthday of the year, and the brothers is like that when I act for the blink of an eye, but this up here, the rest of me, they're trying to make sound, in a game, I'm baby, I like the arm, yeah, it's okay if you're gonna back us all night, you're a fire, but that was simple, but the time I'm not going to say, but that was simple,
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the breakout track of one of the most successful rappers this continent had ever produced. The YBN boss himself are talking about Olamide. I remember this video. It was shot at Anjorin Drive somewhere in the creek, in the hood of Sᴘᴏ right there. And I was watching an interview of Olamide many years after this video dropped, and he said he changed his outfit 23 times for this video. Guys, amazing time, and because today is Thursday on the show, and because today is Throwback Thursday on the show, so we begin to play you songs of maybe the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. And of course, this one right here, Any Drew from Olamide, falls into that category. Well, I decided to give my boys some chase before I went on that break, because they were in a real hot chase and they're following each other. But stop playing. Hey. Stop playing.
I said stop. I know that you know that. Stop playing.
Well, guys, let me take you through some of the results of games that were decided in the Serie yesterday. Inter Milan away from home about 3-0 better at an Empoli. At Venezia and Udinese 3-2. Bad result right there for Nigeria's goalkeeper. Well, there's also Atalanta 2-0 over Monza. Well, the man was on the score sheet yesterday, but it was a game that Atalanta was just lucky to get those 2 goals. Monza gave them a huge scare, especially in the first half. Juventus yet again played a 2-0 draw after their 4-4 draw with Inter Milan over the weekend. They played a 2-2 draw against Parma yesterday. Parma scored first, and then Inter Milan had to equalize and take the lead. Then Parma, pulled up level again. For EFL Cup fourth round, by the way, the draws for the quarterfinals of the English Football League is out. We take control of that as well. Massive mouth-watering feature for Manchester United versus Tottenham Hotspur. But result of games yesterday, Brighton lost at the American Express Stadium against Liverpool. They would also play Liverpool on Saturday again in the league. Aston Villa lost at home to Crystal Palace. Back-to-back wins for Crystal Palace right now. They got their first win over the weekend for the season, and now they made it double again at the Villa Park yesterday. 2-1 the game ended. Manchester United 5-2 at victors at the Old Trafford against the boys from the King's Power Stadium, Manchester City themselves. Newcastle, they revenged the defeat in the league this weekend yesterday against Chelsea, 2-0. Alexander Isak getting a goal, and of course Disasi scoring a beautiful own goal to make it 2-0. Preston North End 0, Arsenal 3. We just talked about it. Gabriel Jesus getting his first goal since January 2024. That was the last time he scored against
defensive striker.
Yes, that was when the last time he scored against Nottingham Forest for Arsenal. He got the first goal yesterday, and Efrain Owanere, man of the match, fantastic finish. He had yesterday. Fine football player at the age of 17. And Tottenham Hotspur, like we said, were 2-1 better than Manchester City. Well, I don't know what happened yesterday, but I also don't want to think that that's Pep Guardiola, letting go of a tournament or a cup competition to focus. I think they've got too much score. It was just a good day for Tottenham Hotspur. I will also say the fact that Alex Postecoglou has been under some tremendous level of pressure. He's lost 5 games already in the league this season, and it's just match day 9. And he said something at the start of the season that everyone is coached his second season, he always wins something. The last round of this one, they were lucky to skin off from Everton. Now yesterday, they defeated Manchester City. Eintracht Frankfurt in the DFB Cup defeated Borussia Mönchengladbach by 2-0. Freiburg, 2-1. Freiburg also defeated Hamburger by 2-1. Hertha Berlin defeated FC Eindhoven by 2-1. Werder Bremen, scoring in the 16th minute of that game, defeated Paderborn 1-0. Arminia Bielefeld won Union Berlin by 2-0. And Dynamo Dresden lost at home to Darmstadt by 3-2. FC Hoffenheim versus FC Nuremberg, it was 2-1 in favor of Hoffenheim. Remember, Hoffenheim used to be the club of Chinedu Ogbue, the Nigerian superstar. Mainz 05 lost at home is 0-4 to Bayern. It was almost Mainz 05. Well, Musiala responded in that game with a fine hat-trick for himself. Those are the games that were decided yesterday. And today, well, games continue in the Italian Serie A.
And Iheanacho scored as well yesterday.
Yes, his first goal for Sevilla.
In the Copa del Rey.
Yes, Genoa versus Fiorentina tonight by 6:30. Como versus Lazio by 8:45, and Roma wanting to have a response from their 5-1 defeat to Fiorentina over the weekend. They will be hosting Torino tonight in the Italian Serie A by 8:45. Those are the games to expect across Europe. Guys, we're having a conversation about Manchester United, and I want us to stay calm and get all of the point out. If you shout mic off your mic, I will do Senator off the mic for you people. But hang on, guys, we know a bit of the players. The players always have a way to probably get him out.
True.
When Chelsea won the Champions League in 2012, a lot of people felt Andres Villas-Boas was overbearing. Remember the John Terry interview where he said Andres Villas-Boas said the academy players should sit on the plane first, in the first class, then the likes of John Terry, Didier Drogba, and all of them should sit in the business class.
Well, similar to what Benitez as well came to Chelsea. John Terry felt insulted that and he was relegated some of the key senior players in the team. So we've often and we saw as well with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because many still believe and I'm sure
did you think the exit of Erik ten Hag was the player power effect? Do you think the players wanted him out? And then maybe this is Manchester United getting back into their mojo yesterday.
Nothing. They did not get back into anything.
You are given the opportunity.
You are shouting. Let me talk. Okwemi, see, yesterday this
is some people are talking. Just watching my live.
This is a team that conceded 16 shots against a Leicester team that has been.
Let's talk about Osaba has been calling, and I know he's got something to say. Osaba, sink your teeth into the conversation real quick.
Yeah, thank you, friend. Good evening, guys.
Osaba, you cannot be talking like a rich man like that. Talk to us, a Chelsea fan.
I'm Milan fan.
Talk to us, guy.
But I'm a Milan fan. Okay, I agree with some of the things that have been said. Number one, there's no new manager bounce. Actually, this is Man U. They blew hot, they blew cold. Number two, yes. The players actually got him after they got Erik ten Hag out of the club. Whether it is intentional or unintentional, the thing of matter is these players let him down, especially
Bruno.
The ones that he bought. They let him down greatly. Maybe minus what's his name, Martinez. Onana cannot help himself. He's losing, but they really let him down. Number three. That was a good game yesterday. The Southampton that somebody is saying they played that Leicester couldn't score against a goal until the night. Remember, it was the same Southampton that Man City was able to score only one goal. Prior to that, Manchester United beat that Southampton convincingly, and it could have been more goals. So you can't say because of the fact that yes, they played a low team in the Carabao Cup or four that they beat the trash. Barnsley, yes, and then because of the fact that they are now playing Leicester that is bottom of the league, and you can't say that it wasn't a good thing because what you know Manchester United for this season is they can meet a Mino
and struggle,
and they will struggle. But you could see yesterday it was a case of they took their chances. They scored 5 goals, so you can't say that it wasn't a very good performance. But without in all of that I've said. There's no new manager bounce. The only time we can say new manager bounce is when they play Chelsea. And if they do well against Chelsea, you cannot categorically say that these players can pass out of the team. That is my problem.
Thank you very much, Osaba. Interesting position, by the way. But guys, let's just wrap up this talk of Manchester United. If the next run of games for Ruud van Nistelrooy, he defeated Leicester yesterday. He defeat Chelsea in the Europa League next week. You also get a decent result, maybe 3 wins out of 3. Would you say it was too early to have Amorim in the conversation? Maybe they should have just stuck to Ruud van Nistelrooy to the end of the season. Because Amorim is coming through, and then he would want to get into the team. No chance to sign any new player until January, so you'd have to make do with what you have on ground. Guys, should they have stuck with Van Nistelrooy to the end of the season?
No, the issue is this. When Ruben Amorim comes to Manchester United, he's going to be changing a lot of things. The first of all, he will be changing the formation. Just like I mentioned the other day, Ruben Amorim prefers rather to make use of a 3-4-3 formation or a 3-2-2-3 formation as well. I think Ruben Amorim. And at the moment, Manchester United plays with a 4-2-3-1.
All those formation is depending on the players or the quality of the anybody until January.
Now, the issue is that will these players at his disposal be able to translate all of the instruction onto the pitch? That's a $1 billion question. But apart from that, you also need to remember as well that Ruud van Nistelrooy was also a manager at PSV. He was also coming from somewhere before he decided to be a lifestyle manager for Erik ten Hag at Manchester United. So even if Manchester United board decides to let him remain and peradventure he performs on interim capacity, I just feel like he's just going to be quite early to be thinking about bringing on Ruben Amorim.
Of course, who is holding your shirt on that? See, Okwemi, I'll tell you.
Wumi is on the line. I was trying to reach us yesterday. We couldn't talk to him. I can tell you, please hold your thought. Hello, Wumi.
Good evening. Let me read this in front of our radio, please.
Please.
Good evening, gentlemen in the studio. But it's something I want you guys to know. Agbatomi. I don't want you to always do something. Don't get the impression that you're out to argue with Aki anytime he's in the studio. No, don't do that. Don't give up the benefit of saying, look at you guys.
I'll give you another offering their mic in you.
Advantage. You understand? After on his face. My God. Give him that advantage. Let Aki go. Let Aki learn. Let even see the reason in trying to make his point. Please, don't do that. Yeah. One of the best guys on the airway. Thank you very much. Let me chime in on Manchester United fans. Look, I might shock you guys. Okay, and by Leicester City is in a better position to face Manchester United at any point in time. That Leicester City is not yet a balanced team, not yet a Premiership team, but the standard we know them to be. So that what they did yesterday is there's nothing in the nothing extraordinary. Manchester United they have defeated team with 7-0 during the time of this outgoing the outgoing coach. They had. Look, for them beating Leicester City factor yesterday, there's nothing extraordinary about it. Don't let them make it unnecessarily a matter to be more. You understand? Fine. They beat Leicester City yesterday. Let them make a statement result against Chelsea. And 2 or 3 other subsequent matches after. Within the Premiership, then we know they really arrived. Right now, within Iron Man, that match is not an EPL match. You understand? So you're not going to say because they did Leicester City factor they do something extraordinary. No, my brother. And then let me quickly go on.
Please wrap up your thoughts.
Okay, on Flying Eagles. You see, we need to reinforce that team. You understand? That team need to be reinforced. That coach need a lot of work to be done. You're going to go back to the league and get better guys, or and still try as much as possible to see if you can get one early. That boy, I don't know how Nigeria can get him. At that 17 is a generational talent. We can't listen and we lost Saka. We should try. We can't just say we won't get him. We should make effort to try to get him because I bet this NFF they are not operating a foreign scout. There's no way we can be losing talent like that to all these European countries. That's my question, gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Wumi. Scout or no scout?
I think
when foreign players see quality, they would always want to align.
We have someone like.
I can tell your hand on there. Hello, good evening.
Okay, good evening.
You're welcome.
Young man, United are back. They are back. We never leave. When I saw the lineup yesterday, I was surprised that Onana is in the post. They showed me that if it is Eriksen, Onana will start that yesterday match. And when I saw the match, the lineup yesterday, I thought there's no Eriksen, there's no Onana. I'm very happy that with that lineup, so Sunday night we defeat Chelsea.
Sharp.
Okay, guys, let's quickly wrap up this one.
Okay,
yes, you wanted to say something on the Man U issue real quick?
Yeah, what I just wanted to just say about the manager. Sometimes it is always refreshing when you have a new voice in the dressing room. When you have a new voice, because sometimes when you keep on here, and that was some of the issues that they had with Mourinho. That's one of the issues that clubs have with that teams have with managers. When a manager is there for a while, and if things are not going according to plan, it starts getting stale. Some of the motivation is no longer there. So whatever he says does not sound new anymore. So that's one of the things that I believe that might work in the hand of Nistelrooy. And remember I said something yesterday, I made mention of that. Nistelrooy as well is also a legend in that club. So one thing that you first recognize, one of the things that players recognize is if a manager comes in, what is the pedigree of that manager? What has the manager won? Who is the manager? Can the manager convince players? Those are some of the key indices that makes up a very good team and makes up a very good dressing room.
Okay, let's get this one in. Yeah, we'll go to the Nigerian League. The Flying Eagles. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, Jopé.
You're welcome.
And good evening to everybody.
Good evening.
Please, wanted to tell us the hearing. You have not completely completed. How is the theory for the Carabao Cup?
Yes, I'll give you now. I'll give you the pen. I have it right there with me.
For your information, Mario have arrived. Don't Chelsea will collect.
You won't start. Don't start.
I can take us through the fixtures.
Yeah, Tottenham versus Manchester United. Tottenham will play at home, and we have Newcastle versus Brentford, Southampton versus Liverpool, and we have Arsenal versus Crystal Palace, and that is a London derby.
and that is all. And that is the 4 fixtures. That's quarter-final fixtures for the Carabao Cup. And for Tottenham Hotspur, it was a great game yesterday. They took advantage of their chances, and they could have scored more if Richardson was much more clinical.
Not just Richardson, also Tᴏᴜᴜ as well. Also,
it is not to me. It is not as glaring as the chance that Richardson fluffed, where the back pass, which was a throw in by Vadio to him, and we could. And it's unfortunate for Manchester City losing several players out yesterday, especially in that game. Akanji pulled out at the beginning of the game. We had Savinho, who picked up another injury. We have other players that picked up an injury, and I believe that this is quite unfortunate for Manchester because they have a very lean squad, and I want to see how they would play out in both in the Premiership and as well in the Champions League. I don't think it is more of a bigger miss for Manchester City. Perhaps to the fringe players, that is the academic players, that is the opportunity, that is the way, that is the chance where they could have to get more minutes. And we saw Riley, we saw McCarthy, we saw James Impuse. So we had several players that took their chances, and unfortunately that they will not be able to advance into the next stage. But it was a great game enough for Tottenham Hotspur, having their fans in singing to the loudest of voices. Unfortunately for Manchester City, they could not get the last minute grasp as they have done in recent games, and it's going to be, the fixtures are quite interesting. Tottenham Hotspur versus Manchester United to me is the game to watch for the next, regardless of who will be the manager, because the game is going to be played in December, be it Amorim or Amorim, whichever way he wants to call his name.
Okay, we're done with all of those. Let's talk about the Flying Eagles. I mean, it was supposed to be a huge test for them. They started the competition pretty well. So very shaky, but they grew into the competition, and then I'm sure they understood what was at stake. Beyond even winning it, beyond having the bragging right in the West African region, the ticket to AFCON was on the table, and they delivered it yesterday in a grand style against the Black Starlet of Ghana. 2-1, though Ghana wanted to have a rally back. They scored a goal, they were pushing, but the boys understood what they had to do, and yet again it's a testament to the quality of what we can produce in our leagues,
not just the right thing, specifically beyond limits.
Just look at the quality.
Because the guy that scored Parabo, I don't want to murder his name. He
was voted the best player in the NNL last season. And then he also got the tournament.
And that's what I'm saying. And he got a brace, and that is a testament to an organization that works effectively. It came from Beyond Limits, and Beyond Limits is a team that has not just delivered in Nigeria, it's a team that has delivered in Europe. We saw them going into that championship in Sweden, if I'm not mistaken, and we saw what they did, and it shows that we need to invest more in all these feeder teams, not just trying to just take. And you could see that we could have more underage players in that team, and there's still more room for development. I believe that if this is just a first step, I believe that going into the AFCON, which is the major qualification for the World Cup, if we can get much more players that would actually deliver, because if we get teams that are actually more technical, it might actually be a problem for the Flying Eagles. But good one for them winning that one against your fierce rival, and that is Ghana, and it's a great win for Nigeria.
Okay, what a lot of people don't understand is that the recent success of the Flying Eagles of Nigeria can be awarded to the appointment of Aლიģ Zubairu, that's the current.
I know people didn't give Zubairu a chance.
Now, you would also recall as well that Lɪdᴇ BSO, who is also known as the Nigerian Sunday because of his defensive style of playing football, was in charge of the Flying Eagles for as long as I think 2007 or thereabout, and then doing well of tournament, even at the FIFA Under-20 World Cup as well, the other under 20 AFCON as well, everyone knows that this guy is tactically inept. And you know what? The decision of the NFF to bring in AḻyɁ Jùbáírù, to bench Ḥáfíìs goals was the master stroke in that part. On the first game they lost to Burkina Faso. The second game they defeated. That first game against Burkina Faso, I want to say as well that it was really not the fault, because if you take a look at the players from Burkina Faso, they were bigger in size. No. See, come on. See. We have to run this. It's just like you saying a Senegalese team rather go shoulder to shoulder with an English team. The difference is there.
Hang on. What has physicality got to do with football?
Physicality is rugby. Physicality is football itself.
Are you serious?
Physicality is football itself.
The two, arguably, I can tell you for a fact, the players that have gone on to dominate world football, whether in history or in modern history, have not been the biggest of players. I'm not talking about it was not a physically imposing player.
Look at the job.
Lionel Messi is not a physically imposing player.
You think these players are not physically fit?
So what contradicting your point?
I'm not contradicting my point. What I'm trying to say is this.
Because
in as much as you want to roll out the role of strength in football, you can't. You can't. No.
But perhaps he's trying to say that they were much more physical than us. But
no. Strength is different from physicality.
Of course. I understand that.
You can be very strong that they can't be the back of your feet and are not physically the most imposing.
Of course.
Exactly.
Of course. But what I'm trying to say now is that you made mention of the fact that all of those players in the past.
Have you seen Babatov hold the ball before?
Okonie, have you seen Didegoma also hold the ball?
The most physically imposing player to you.
Look at Victor Osimhen.
No, I don't understand that correlation. I can't wrap my head around it. The first game of the tournament is always spicy.
Simple, and
they lost it. It could have gone either ways. Then lost the opening match of South Africa 2013. They still went ahead to win the World Cup. Against South Africa, they still went ahead to win the World Cup. So anything could happen in the first game. Physicality, I don't think is an excuse.
I believe that the first game was just a wake-up call. That's how I'll put it. It was just a wake-up call for the Nigerian national team, and just like how
did you see how big those Burkina Faso guys
that was not necessary to translate.
I'm just like my head brother around the fact that you guys think that physicality is not a big thing in football. It is a really big thing.
We agree.
It's not about you agree. It's not
Guys, let's take a quick break. When we come back, I will talk more on the chances of the Flying Eagles beyond having the bragging right for the West African region as we speak. They would also be flying the flag of Nigeria at the Under-20 African Cup of Nations. Let's talk about all of that on the show today and more. Stick with us. You're live on Sports Cruise, live on Mainland 98.3 FM.
Hello, my name is Godwin Enoch, I'm a broadcast journalist. Yes, my friend will tell me that I am a sport administrator by accident. Listen every day of the weekday to Sports Cruise on Mainland FM. God bless you.
Yeah, I'm back at you. I'm on fire, no be beanstalk, compressor. You know, anything I know, but I have a show. Anywhere we are doing a part, that's in love, oh well love, I got in love. Oh, we know up to the break of dawn, better love. Oh, guess say you owe money, call your body them, you can like my body. Take it to stay, yeah, don't follow Judy. Party, jolly, party, with the body. you collect salary, Kamari, give me my domo. My you read me before I play loco. Don't be me, you know I'm a ghetto soldier. Kaki no be leather. Every Friday, bust and brass back. Lot of down to that kind of weather. Life too short, you know. Nobody knows tomorrow. That's the way of sorrow. Do like no tomorrow. Hey, money speaking. Any idea? Waiting. Shut up. Imagine Demi. Ayagwa, Oramo, Congrats. You know, Congrats. To come. Anywhere again, Congrats. To come. And you are going now. I just should be already. Or you should be back on the road. I'll be double now. I love you. Congrats. Odiso. Ewole, Ewenoko. Congrats. Odiso. See people on the block. Congrats. Odiso. My personality no matter at all. Congrats. Odiso. All I want is got some fun. Congrats. Ibashile. Congrats. If I buy Bentley. Congrats. Kilo day. Congrats. King
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Sports Cruise Live on Mainland 98.3 FM. Well, I've always said it, physicality does not exactly define how you play as a player. But okay, guys, before we let's quickly step back into yesterday's games. For Foden, for me, for a player that was voted the EPL player of the season the last time out, I mean, he has struggled really badly this season, and yesterday again he had failed to deliver. Is this a case of burning out, or you think it is just him losing form? It's supposed to be the star of the Man City squad.
Well, it is unfortunate that he has not lit up the season as he did previously. However, one thing you need to consider is that they played. One thing you need to consider is that they played against he participated in the Euros, and they got all the way to the final. And before the Euros, they played close to he played close to 50 to 60 games last season, playing both at the Club World Cup, playing in the Champions League, playing the Premiership, playing the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. And now coming into this season, he was rested, and by the time he got because he was given an extension, because he did not start with him and Kyle Walker did not resume with the team when the team started the season. Same with Rodri, and by the time he resumed as well to join the team, he picked up another injury which sidelined him again. So you can tell that this season has not started as the way he would have wanted. But I don't believe that it is a reason. I don't believe that burnout is the reason for his ineffectiveness so far this season. I believe that he will still pick up form, and when you check the run of games, he has not had that run of games as you would expect, because of it appears that Manchester City have tilted or have tweaked their formation so far this season. Bringing in Savinho which is a totally different player too, because normally you would see Foden sometimes playing at the other side, or you see Foden playing at the other side of Doku. But this season you have seen that the Manchester, even some of the players, they've struggled for form this season. You could see Grealish, you play today, tomorrow will not play. Walker play today, tomorrow will not play. We saw Rodri that despite him resuming late into the Manchester City team, by the time he go back less than a month, he picked up a season-ending injury. So it appears that perhaps maybe the games are just too much, and his body is just still getting used to his body is still relaxing. We never can tell what will happen between December and January. It could appear to be it might appear to be a new signing for Manchester City, where they need him the most. Currently, other players are still doing the basics, which is just ensuring that they keep on winning. And actually, that was the first defeat for Manchester City this season.
But guys, let's also talk about Chelsea. I've refused to allow myself get dragged into that conversation of the fact that the squad is been maybe being built around Cole Palmer. Like I said, I've struggled not to get myself drawn into it. It was explosive for them last season. Best player of the accolades he got. I mean, finished the top 25 of the Ballon d'Or. It was player of the France player of the season, player of the season, England's best player, PFA, all of that. But He's also started well this season. He's gotten some good number of goals. In fact, I think about last month or thereabout, I was forced to tweet that he's arguably one of the best players in the world as we speak. We saw the game against Newcastle, that pass that led to that first goal, crazy. But without him yesterday, Chelsea lacked identity. Chelsea struggled against a Newcastle team they defeated 3 days prior in the league at Stamford Bridge by 2-1. Does this further cement the place of Cole Palmer in this Chelsea side, or you think it's just Maresca? He was asked after the match that why didn't he change his team? You had Cole Palmer on the bench for 90 minutes, and he said the team was doing good, and he didn't see the need to have brought in Cole Palmer. But they lost yesterday. Is this about Chelsea having a bad game, or is just to show that Cole Palmer literally owns that side?
I feel it's a mixture of both, to be honest, because you take a look at the players that play for Chelsea, rather. I would say it was the second string side, the likes of Tᴏᴛᴏᴛ all coming to the side. Felix, Mikhail Mudryk as well. So I mean, majority of them had a bad game in that particular, and I also feel as well that Chelsea are far too over-reliant on Cole Palmer. And to be honest, I blame Enzo Maresca for a defeat to Newcastle yesterday, because obviously they had just defeated Newcastle across the weekend, so it was very evident that Newcastle were coming for the revenge.
Exactly.
And the decision to make 11 changes. 11 changes is to our starting 11 is a whole lot in football, and so and these are players that really don't have a chance to
a large enough squad.
No, it's not about large. It's not about the squad being large. It's about the how well produced. It's about how well these players can play together. How well connected they are. You can't say the second string side of Chelsea are as connected as the first side of Chelsea.
I disagree with you. Who are the players that started for Chelsea yesterday? I
have it. Jorgensen side and goal.
So how is Mudryk not a top player?
I'm not talking about being a top player. I'm talking about how, when you play together for a constant number of time, for a consistent amount of times, rather, there's these patterns that you get to know that your teammate likes. You look at that someone is standing beside me. This is how I like to receive the ball. This is how I like to pass the ball. So that's what I'm trying to talk about, the connection between these players. That's what I'm trying to say. The second side of Chelsea clearly didn't have that connection. And the decision for Enzo Maresca to leave Papa on the bench was what I was trying to wrap my head around. See, the issue with Chelsea is this: you keep Papa out of the game, then Chelsea are not excited by Take a look at the game against Liverpool. So Liverpool tried to mark Papa with Curtis Jones, and thereby taking him out of the game. And after that, you couldn't see any attempt from Papa. No, see, that is a blueprint for everybody.
I mean, you see, sometimes when you have a team, you have to build your team around some certain players. It's not there's nothing genius about that. It's just by default. Your brain just tells you that this is your key player. You need to build things around him. Now, coming into this game yesterday against Newcastle, this is a Chelsea team that, trust me, if you ask Enzo Maresca or if you ask an average Chelsea team, would they really care about Carabao Cup, or they care about the game on Sunday against Manchester United? They'll tell you that they care about the game against Manchester United.
I don't agree with that, because Carabao Cup is one of those trophies that Chelsea will be looking at getting. I don't agree with that. The Carabao Cup at the beginning of the season, I'm sure Chelsea fans will have wanted that.
Because that's why I told you that time, because you're a Liverpool fan that stayed for 30 years without the trophy. I'm just trying to let you know. If
you would have asked a lot of Chelsea fans at the beginning of the season what they would have preferred,
they'll tell you they prefer Carabao Cup.
How many Chelsea fans believe that Chelsea will win the Premier League? What are you trying to say?
I'm not talking about winning the Premier League. All I'm talking about is which is much more prioritized.
I think I've done a lot of disagreement with you today. I remember when the season was about to start, and Enzo Maresca was interviewed on Sky Sport, and he said, he said they're not ready to compete for the league title this season. He said Arsenal and Man City are favorite based on the last 2 seasons. 4-point finish, 2-point finish. It feels like both of them are the favorite for the title this. However, that they want to grow, they want to keep getting better. A lot of Chelsea fans will tell you that why not? The Carabao Cup is a more realistic option for them. Yes. Nobody thought, even the strongest of Chelsea fans will tell you that they don't think they can compete or be at this level in the Premier League. They felt like, hey, you know what? The Conference League, why not? Let's see what we can do. Carabao Cup, FA Cup, why not? So I don't think Chelsea sacrificed anything for it. It was just Newcastle that was revenge for the last week of the defeat. They should have drawn that game. If the same Alexander Isak had passed those chances he had players that were in a better position to have got himself. Hey, I figured out it was Newcastle's game yesterday.
I'm not talking about them winning the Premiership. I'm talking about their commitment and which they prioritize. Tell me, why didn't the Enzo Maresca register Kopama for Europa Conference League? He didn't this time. That shows. That tells you about priority. You cannot tell me to.
So they prioritize the Conference League also.
That makes my argument up. What I'm trying to say is if you could remember, they lost against Liverpool, which means that they already dropped points. They are sitting on the log in 5th position with a point behind Aston Villa. If it were to be if this Newcastle game were to be another window, which if they to be maybe they're playing a lower division or a lower team in the EPL, trust me, you will put out some of his best guns in that game yesterday. But now they are playing away. They are playing against a Newcastle side that is looking for a trophy in a very long time. They are playing against a Newcastle side that is hungry, and they are playing away, which is very, very important. Now, why I say that he prioritized he might not prioritize, but what it appears to me is that for him not to put in some of those players, to me it appears that he prioritizes the game on Sunday. That's what I mean. I don't mean that he's aiming to win the Premier League. No. So yes, my appear as a 3 point, but when you calculate it on the last position,
Still 28 games to
you have 28 games to go, but in the league every point matters. And what I mean is that those that played yesterday, and if they are not as if that maybe they've not played together, if you look at that game yesterday, it appears that is similar to the team that doesn't play in Europa Conference League, and they've been doing well in Europa Conference League.
Hello,
Good evening.
You're welcome.
What if you are Sunday now? This same Chelsea could now lose to Manchester United.
Thank you. Don't double prioritize.
There are chances. Oh, don't you agree with me, okay? There are chances that you might lose on Sunday. Because the way United played yesterday, it was like, okay.
Even if the other stayed, you know United I'm telling you.
No, I don't believe. See, those players, you see that they really did those what's it called? This former Chelsea whole day. It's also evidence. Look at this, their spirit yesterday. I didn't want to say anything. I just want to wait till on Monday evening. Yes, I just want to wait because what I saw yesterday was like, okay, maybe yesterday was a fluke. I know they were still trying to score 2, 3 goals, 4 goals. Okay, they said somewhere on the internet that okay, it's just Leicester. Okay, no problem. Then which is just on Sunday evening, and let's see how it goes. Good evening, guys.
Thank you very much, Well, I like how the program actually rolled off today. Cecile Dixon says physicality only matters for defenders and goalkeepers. Football is more of a mental thing. Skill is mental, not physical. Even for goalkeepers. Joe Campos, the great Mexican goalkeeper, was not even, you can barely even see him in between the posts. How mental, how physically huge is Kepa?
The guy is not as big as he was.
How big is Kepa?
Let's leave Kepa. Kepa is. Let's talk about the guy. The guy was not the biggest of person in goal, but
I feel it's basically about a factor of where you're coming
and
from.
what you're meant to do. There's nothing balancing the first
The
game
world
of the
football is
tournament.
changing. Nobody cares about the John.
And that is why you observe that even the great England have actually tweaked the way they develop their players. When you look at the current crop of English players now,
players that are upwardly mobile, super fast,
and players that are quite small in nature, similar, having low gravity, low gravity. Something like you have you can see you've seen Godin, you've seen Saka. These are because all they need is technicality, and that is what Spain leveraged on. Spain realized that they did not have the physical ability as other teams. Now what do? Instead, they decide to change their philosophy in trying to keep more of the ball. They believe with the ball, they have more of the ball. You do the running, and we have more of the ball. Exactly.
Thank you so much, guys, for being a part of the production today. The show returns tomorrow, Friday. Well, Michael ends his internship with us today. It's been a very amazing time having you on the show every single time. And big shout out to Akinta and Agbatome as well for making this production a success. And to everyone that called in, watched us live on our social media platforms and texted us, we appreciate you. Join us again tomorrow, same time, same station. Stay safe and keep your dialogue only on 98.3 FM.